All right, 5 reasons why Bitcoin is so important in 2025 and for the next 4 to 8 years. One, Bitcoin is the only asset on this planet that's decentralized, meaning you can't shut it off. Well, I guess gold and silver are, but you know, you can't. It's so old that it's not really involving world adoption with internet. So we're not gonna go back to a gold standard, basically. So with Bitcoin, it's very important. It's decentralized, so you can build a whole world on top of Bitcoin. You can build a whole economy. You can literally build software on it, pictures, video games, whatever, movies. If you could build a video game or a movie, you can build anything on Bitcoin because you can upload code, information, all that shit, and then all that gets secured by a miner, gets encrypted on the blockchain, so it's there forever. So like, I guess in theory, if you could upload an image, you can upload a movie, and if you could upload a movie, you could upload really anything with programming. So like, so that's very important. It's decentralized. So there's no servers, meaning you can't, no government agency, no private company, nothing can shut it off. So that's very important. Like Ethereum, 15%, at least 15% of its servers are AWS servers. So Jeff Bezos owns 15% of the network. He controls it. So you could say, in theory, the US government controls 15% of the servers. So like, I have no idea where the XRP servers are. It's so that whole business model is so shady. I asked the XRP guy, the guys that own a lot of XRP. They can't even tell me. I can tell you with certainty, there is no servers on Bitcoin. Anybody can connect to it. It's free. It's open. So like, that's very important. So there is no way to shut it off. You need to create a foundation on anything. It has to be a strong foundation. Nobody can stop it. That's what you need, like a strong rock. So you got Bitcoin, so it's decentralized. Another thing is it's free. Anybody connect to it. That's very important. So it's a real network. What else? And then I was just watching this video. The XRP was lobbying like crazy, putting tons of pressure on Trump and all that shit. And they still only made a Bitcoin treasury reserve, which is awesome. That was definitely the right move. And then if you look more closely, they cannot sell, the United States cannot sell their Bitcoin. That's extremely important. So because Bitcoin is how we're gonna get out of debt. We're like 36 trillion in debt. It's the easiest way to get out of debt. And you just convert your gold certificates, or you sell your gold, whatever. Gold is so old. It's a very slow ship. Bitcoin's the fastest ship in the race, or fastest horse in the race. So a lot of big time investors believe that. So it's like, why would we don't need gold anymore. And actually, what's his face? Michael Saylor had a good point. If we dump all our gold reserves, then all the other countries are gonna copy us. And so like, if we don't have any value for gold, we don't give a shit, then their gold reserves are worth nothing then. And then if we have a huge pile of Bitcoin, right, they're gonna have to buy the Bitcoin from us, or other countries are, so it's gonna make our country more valuable. So Michael Saylor has a good point. We should just sell all the gold, all the certificates, all that crap, buy a much stronger decentralized asset that will last forever, which is Bitcoin. That makes a way more sense. And then we can actually be the keep retaining our superpower status as a country, right? So that makes a lot more sense. What's the other one? So it's decentralized, and then the XRP, Ethereum, Solana. Pretty much big picture, Cardano. been in this game for like 7-8 years, and so I can just, from real experience, I've seen a lot of shit coins. They blow up, and then they slowly die and they never go up again, right? It's like a slow death, right? Whereas Bitcoin is a constant way up. So like what you do is you use the shit coins. This is their only purpose now, because you can build anything on Bitcoin, okay? Anything. You use the shit coins when they rev up, right? You make your money, and then you just convert that shit into Bitcoin, and then you take half of that shit, put it in cold storage, and then you put the other Bitcoin into the other. You can either sell it, so you have some, cash for, day-to-day purposes for living, or you just put it in other crap coins that you think are gonna blow up, and then you just keep earning more Bitcoin doing that. And then the other way, if you think you're really smart, you do a low leverage trade, like 3x leverage or 2.5x. Most people do way more. So your liquidations aren't as close to your entry point, so you won't get liquidated. And then you just do like, $500, $1,000, low leverage at the beginning of a bull market, or at the top of the bull market, you open up a short and you slowly short the market, which is a little bit more complicated. So I would say maybe wait till, just wait for the daily to go under, RSI to go under like 30. Then put your trade in, do a low leverage trade. So use the daily or the weekly RSI. It goes under 30. Then put your low leverage trade in, and then you start exiting your trade when the RSI on the weekly chart goes above 70. You just exit your trade. It's that simple. Don't hold it long. The idea is to make money. Or the thing is, when you say make money, so if you're putting your money into cash, that's not money. That's a liability, because cash, fiat, always goes down in value. It's very important. If you talk to a banker, they're gonna refer to cash. If you ask them, they're gonna refer to it as a liability. That's what bankers call it. There's a reason why, because the liabilities always go down in value, whereas an asset always goes up in value without doing anything, like gold, silver, or Bitcoin. So that's why big time investors or institutions, they refer to gold or money as gold, silver, or Bitcoin, because that's real money. Cash is not money. That's debt. That's the liability, because liability always goes down in value. So you don't want to be the fiat king of the world, because the debt king of the world, that's not good. So like eventually every fiat currency, its end game is always, it collapses, right? Oh, and it's done in the Romans, it's done in other empires. So like there is like Germany, the Germans, their currency collapsed like during World War II or something like that. So like it's just, you want to keep most of your wealth in money, which is gold, silver, or Bitcoin, and you just let it sit there and do nothing is the best thing you can do. So, or you use fake money, which is US dollar, or the shit coins, and you can take loans against it and you acquire more money, which is Bitcoin. Like you take a loan against your car, which is a liability. It's only an asset if you sell the dang thing and make more, I guess, cash from it. Sure, then it's an asset, but most people don't make any money when they sell their vehicle or cash. So that's very important. So the piece of paper you have, that is not money. That's debt. So it only turns into money when you acquire an asset with it. But most people don't own assets, they own liabilities. It's very important to distinguish. So yeah, it's just another thing about Bitcoin. So that was what else was the other part? Yeah, and then eventually the next, I guess money has like a 40-year phase, and we're in the store of value phase for Bitcoin. The next phase is like the frenzy phase, when everybody starts buying it like crazy, and then like everybody, institutions, governments, all that crap. And then after that phase, it goes into the unit of account phase. And then I think the unit of account phase is going to start happening, not this cycle, obviously, not next cycle. You'll see the businesses like merchants will get involved, like Square taking Bitcoin would be sweet, would be huge. And then that'll happen next cycle. But the cycle after that, so like 5 years from now, 5 to 6 years from now, that cycle is when you'll start seeing more consumers using it in America, like every day, because you need to build infrastructure. So the merchants need to come next so they can start, taking Bitcoin for payments a lot easier, or converting US dollar debt, liability, cash to Bitcoin a lot easier. All that takes programming and software. So like, that's another reason anything that's built on Bitcoin, those programmers, they don't, like, why would you start a shitcoin rather than build on Bitcoin? Because if you start a shitcoin, you can put it on the market and you can like sell your coin a lot easier. One, because you own most of the coins, and then you can gather up capital from investors, so you can pay your programmers, and then you can slowly just keep selling, putting more units out there of your coin to pay for your coders, to pay for shit. So your big picture is you're doing like a IPO where you gain a bunch of capital when you first start, and then you just slowly dump on people. And that's how you earn money doing that with the shitcoin. When you build on Bitcoin, like Dog to the Moon, the creator he just airdropped. I didn't have to pay to get Dog to the Moon. If you had a Runestone NFT, you get airdrop for free, like 800,000 of them. If you did a little research, like a lot of research into Bitcoin, the NFTs was created by the guy who created Ordinals, built NFTs on Bitcoin. That guy created Runestones, the Runestone technology that came out last year. So now anybody in 2 seconds can build their own meme coin, or any coin can be built on Bitcoin in 2 seconds. It's awesome. So, because the future, everybody's going to have their own token. Their own. You can, if you like a company, you can buy some of their coin to help support them. I mean, people do that right now on YouTube. You can support people with their Patreon page or whatever. So, or you can buy their token, whatever. So and then once the token, more people buy it, their token value goes up. And then the creator can just go on an exchange and sell their token to earn money, I guess, if they put it in Bitcoin. So that's the difference why people start shitcoins, because it's easier, faster, the money is better, faster, bigger, quicker. But long term, it's always a way down to zero. If you build on Bitcoin, long term, you're with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin always goes up long term. So it's more of like, are you for the community to help humanity, or are you for your own little business, or for yourself to help yourself get bigger? So if you build on Bitcoin, you're helping everybody out. You're helping humanity out. So now, since that guy, I think his name's Casey, he built the NFTs and all that technology, now we can build anything on Bitcoin. And it's only the more and more money gets involved in Bitcoin, the more and more people are going to be, like programmers are getting involved in Bitcoin to build on it. So Bitcoin always gets the best technology. So because that's why. And because there is no really financial reward right away when you build on Bitcoin. So, yeah. Yep. And you also have to pay to mine, to put something on Bitcoin, you have to pay a miner to mine your shit. And then if you're going to send somebody some tokens on Bitcoin, you have to pay a miner. So that guy Casey, when he did that huge airdrop of Dog to the Moon, he had to pay like $200,000 to $300,000 or $400,000 in mining fees. So he's not really making money off this. So it's it's just, you just look at all this stuff, and I just saw that video about XRP lobbying the president, and it's just, dude, that's just, there is no Bitcoin lobbyist. Like, there's no the creator of Bitcoin hasn't done anything in like 12 years or 13 years since it came out. So it's pretty evident, like, Bitcoin is decentralized, trying to help people, and then everything else is just a huge distraction, money pull. So they just get a rug pull, just try to pull rugs to benefit themselves and their company. So yeah, so that's the big picture of what's going on. So you just buy your Bitcoin, never sell it, just keep it somewhere, and then hold on to that shit. And then the last part was with AI. So what's going to happen, I think, in the future is you got these robots, right? Eventually robotics is going to be like, they're going to be really smart. Mix that with AI, the robot will be able to do anything, really. And then, so you got all the simple jobs are taken away. And then how Bitcoin's going to come into this is, once all the simple jobs are gone, how are humans going to create value? Well, they have to, by working less. Well, that sounds very familiar, because if Bitcoin, the less you do, just don't ever sell it, keep it, the more value you acquire. So so basically, like, if you own a little bit of Bitcoin in the future, it's going to be worth a lot of money. You just don't do anything, keep it. And then, so you don't have to work as much. So that's how humans are going to earn value, by doing nothing, is with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin always goes up, because AI and robotics are going to take over lots of jobs. So like with mechanics, they could just make like all data, which goes over all book time schematics of everything, how to do everything on a car. You just mix AI with all data, mixed in with a robot, like a Tesla bot. Now you got a mechanic that can work on anything. That's going to show up every day. And you don't have to worry about no shows or any of that stuff. Or you mix AI with a moving truck, and now you have, the AI will drive your truck, and you have the robot Tesla bots to do your move job for you. So move jobs are going to go away. Moving companies, anything basic, like a basic job, they'll go away. So how are humans going to create value? With Bitcoin. Because with Bitcoin always goes up. So you don't have to do much work, and it always goes up. And then that's when I think the metaverse will come involved, because there's going to be unlimited jobs on the metaverse. Just so creative, with the metaverse. So like, Zuckerberg is right. Yes, metaverse. He's just a little bit, he's ahead. He's very ahead. So like, we need robotics, we need AI to get involved, and then we can do the metaverse, because that's how humans are going to create jobs, is through the metaverse, and it's more economy, and it's pretty cool. So you can do that from your house, and then just like that Player One movie, it's just like that. So that's how we get to that phase, without like another coronavirus fake BS thing happening. So you can obviously see what Dodge is happening. Dodge, he's basically telling everybody to their face that the politicians, all of them, are all stealing money from taxpayers, and that's where all your taxpayer money is going. So all the politicians, they're all guilty as heck. They all know what they're doing. They're not stupid. They're in those positions because they're not stupid. And they deliberately was taking tax money away from U.S. citizens. And it's just so hard for people to think about that. Like, how could they do that? Well, that's why they think that they're elites. They feel like they're smarter than you when they're just a bunch of crooks. So like, they always think, oh, since if I don't do it, some other crook's gonna do it. Yeah, that's the way they think. So it's just like, I might as well be the crook that does it to you. So like, that's the politicians, how they think. So I mean, Elon Musk, he's not really there to make money off these politics. He's just trying to do the right thing, because he doesn't want the United States government, he doesn't want us to collapse, because then all businesses, everything fails. We fail. Our whole economy failed. So then, you know, we go from being top dog to like, you know, third world country, just complete crap. We don't want that to happen. So, yeah. So there you go.